You know what? Sweden are abysmal. Jon Dahl Tomasson might just be a Danish spy at this point. Jon Dahl Tomasson is just doing an inside job here for Danish people and the Danish FA to destroy Sweden because, wow, these guys are really, really bad. And there's no reason for it to be this bad considering the quality within this team. Maybe some people overhyped the Sweden national team talking about they could be dark horses of the World Cup. Well, first off, they got to get there. Two, they didn't qualify for the last Euros or the last World Cup. So I don't understand this sort of dark horse mentality for the Sweden team. First, they have to prove it. Yes, they, destroyed the likes of Northern Ireland, Slovakia, Estonia. That's cool. Cool. What do you do against Switzerland? What do you do against away to Kosovo and away to Slovenia? Okay, I said for the September window. Not a great window. You lost away to Kosovo. Alexander Isak wasn't really fit. Gyökeres, you could still see he's not really match fit either. But I said, all right, you have 2 home games this window. The Switzerland game is going to be tough because Switzerland are on an absolute roll right now, just winning game after game after game. So I said, Jon Dahl Tomasson, you get another chance. Wow, I did not think it could get any worse. You can blame the players all you want. Look at this manager and tactically what he's trying to do. Or should I say, a lack of tactics or zero tactics. Because when Sweden try and build out from the back, it just seems like it's long ball towards Gyökeres. Gyökeres his touches yesterday against Switzerland were abysmal. He can't hold up the play. He had some nice link-up play to Lucas Bergvall, to Alexander Isak, but overall, tactically, how they want to build out from the back is despicable for Sweden standards. Compared to Switzerland yesterday. Switzerland knew exactly how they wanted to play. All the players knew exactly where the other player wanted to receive the ball. They were just so drilled. They were drilled to the mind of how to play football. Whereas Sweden looked like 11 random guys were selected for a Make-A-Wish Foundation and they played out there yesterday in Stockholm. That cannot be accepted. Sweden need to be playing a lot better. Yes, you can talk about, Michael, they have the back pocket to the playoffs through the Nations League.
But still, you could go to the playoff and win the playoffs.
It doesn't matter. You need to have some form. You need to have some continuity. You need to have some tactics. You need to have just some positivity heading into those playoffs. You can't just show up to those playoffs if you're Jon Dahl Tomasson and the players and say, oh, we just have the quality, we'll qualify. Really? Really? Turkey might not have the greatest tactics all the time, but Turkey could easily beat Sweden. So what are the problems for Sweden with these qualifiers so far? It's only been 3 games, but they got 1 point, they've conceded 6 goals, and they've only scored 2 goals considering the amount of quality they have. One is, tactically, they just don't know what to do. This 3-5-2 formation, trying to get both Isak and Gyökeres on the field, it could work. But you need the right personnel in the midfield. This guy, Karlstrom, by the way, he should not be anywhere near the starting 11. He is abysmal. He doesn't know how to receive the ball under pressure. His passing is abysmal. I don't understand why he's in the midfield of all players, because he just looked like a fish out of water yesterday for Sweden. I think for Ayari and Lucas Bergvall, why can't they just be a double pivot? Those two are comfortable receiving the ball under pressure, and then you can play a number 10 like Rooney Bargi. Rooney Bargi came onto the field yesterday, and he showed more quality on the ball than any Swedish player for 90 minutes. And Bargi had about, 5 to 10 minutes on the field? He needs to be starting the next game. It is mandatory. If Jon Dahl Tomasson doesn't start Rooney Bargi in the next game, oh no, they won't create anything. They will not look like a competitive side. Yes, defensively, they are not good. They had a horrific job yesterday going up against Mbola. Isak kind of had some decent moments in the game, but other moments, the dude was getting straight up bullied. Straight up bullied. The only defender that looked pretty good yesterday was Gudmundsson. I think he had a solid game. He didn't get cooked on his side. You look at more of that right side with Berhardsen and Lagerbirke that looked a little bit shaky going up against an Endoy or Rodriguez, who were just finding those pockets of spaces, and Sweden could do nothing about it, but Jon Dahl Tomasson is just scrapping here. He is really just a man who's clueless. He doesn't know his best 11. He doesn't know how to tactically set up this team. I think for Sweden, they just can keep going with this 3-5-2. It's okay playing the 3-5-2. You need to have the right personnel on the field. Alanga, yeah, I guess he had some beef earlier on last year, but start the dude. Play him at right wing back. Can he be any worse than Bear Hudson going forward? I mean, Bear Hudson doesn't offer anything going forward. So play Alanga, because at least Alanga will have the pace. He has the ability to beat a man in one-on-one situations, and just play Rooney Bargi in the number 10, because you need sort of a creative number 10. That's why Sweden were so good. They had Kulusevski kind of playing in the number 10 role early on last year. So you're missing that creative spark in the midfield if you're Sweden. Just play Rooney Bargi. I don't care if he's young. Who cares? If you're good enough to start, no matter the age, it shouldn't matter when it comes to the selection. So I honestly think this is mostly on Jon Dahl Tomasson. You can blame the players like yesterday, Lucas Barreval. I mean, a horrific miss. One of the worst misses I've ever seen. It obviously came at a crucial time in the game. It could have made it 1-0 for Sweden. Sweden had a couple more chances. Isak hitting the post. But if you actually watch the game and not like XG or stats or anything like that, you can just tell this Sweden team are a dysfunctional mess. And I hope they're not having that sort of mentality of, oh, we have the back pocket to the playoffs, everything will be okay. That is the worst mentality to have in qualifiers. You need to have that mentality of, let's directly qualify. Let's not have that pressure of getting to the playoff. Remember the last time Sweden were in the playoff in 2022 World Cup? Yeah, they lost to Poland. So I don't want to see it again where Sweden just make it to the playoff and just think, oh, we have Isak, we have Gyökeres, we have Lucas Barrival, everything's okay. No. You need to have the right mentality heading into those playoffs. So there is a lot wrong with Sweden, and it could just be fixed with a couple of things. I don't know what you think if you're Swede about how much time you want to give Jon Dahl Tomasson, but Jan Andersson was given so much time and he did not get sacked. And you could just see the performances regressing. The Swedish FA need to learn from their mistakes. That if you allow this mess to continue, oh, it's going to turn into a pile of shit. It will turn into a pile of diarrhea if you do not fix the mess. And then you think to yourself, okay, let's not waste this opportunity. Alexander Isak is not getting any younger. Gyökeres is not getting any younger. This is a golden opportunity for Sweden. They have quality players. They need to have the right lineup and the right tactics. They need to know how to defend in one-on-one situations, because it seems like every defender is so weak in one-on-one situations, especially Isak Hein. I mean, the guy, he's a decent defender, but he was getting bullied yesterday by Mbolo. And yeah, this goalkeeper, Johansson, I mean, God bless him, but he looked like a nervous wreck yesterday. Twice he came out of his line to go up against Mbolo, and twice he almost got caught out in the situations. He looked really nervous yesterday. He kind of grew into the game more in the second half. And yeah, you can talk about the referee being terrible, but look, it's English referees. What more do you expect? I mean, English referees are by far the worst in the world. You can't really blame the referee just on your loss yesterday. Yes, the penalty, I don't think it was a penalty. I thought it was pretty soft for Switzerland, but Sweden, you have your own mistakes. You could have easily been 2-0 down in the first 10 minutes yesterday. Let's not even go back to the Kosovo performance where, what'd you do? What'd you do for 90 minutes? Oh, you just strolled around. You got your Cooper test out there. All good. They were a disaster against Kosovo, getting absolutely cut up in transition defensively and created next to nada. Nothing. They did nothing in that game against Kosovo. The Slovenia performance was actually quite promising. I was like, okay, you're going away to Slovenia. It's tough. You got a point. Cool. Now go away to Kosovo, beat them. Go at home against Switzerland, try and get a point or beat them. Instead, back-to-back L's, and now you're looking at their qualifiers, and they only got 1 point in 3 games, and they still got to go away to Switzerland, and they host still Slovenia and Kosovo. And you know Kosovo right now, with the momentum they're on, the confidence they got, why can't Kosovo beat Sweden again? Why? So I think there's a lot wrong with this Swedish team. It can easily be fixed with a couple personnel changes, but if Jon Dahl Tomasson doesn't get this fixed within the next 3 games, I'm honestly thinking, just pull the plug. Get a new manager for the playoffs and see what happens. If I'm honest, people, you might call me crazy. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would do a good job with this Sweden team. I don't want to put it out there, but I'm just saying he would probably work better with just bringing some confidence to these guys. Jon Dahl Tomasson is in cuckoo land right now with his thinking of his personnel, of his tactics, but it's going to be tough for him being Danish and trying to get the Swedish public on his side. These are just facts, people. So, yeah, Jon Dahl Tomasson has a lot to fix, but this is the part of international football. Because there's not a lot of games, your job as a manager and the players is under heavy scrutiny because there's not a lot of games. You don't have a lot of time to fix it. You need to get it fixed ASAP. If you don't get it fixed, adios. Afuera, on to the next guy, on to the next guy. And it would be a travesty for me if this Sweden team don't qualify for the World Cup. Look at the players they have. Alexander Isak, Viktor Gyökeres. Two of the top strikers in the Premier League have looked above average, or not even above average, below average during these qualifiers so far. Yes, Alexander Isak didn't play in a lot of the games, but even yesterday against Switzerland, I mean, the guy didn't receive the ball. You can't really blame those two strikers either, because what service did they get? What service did they get? They got nothing. They could get nothing from Lucas Barival to Karlström to Ayari. I think those three players in the midfield also really struggled. And then defensively, what do? Do you go again with Sema at the left wing back position? Do you bring back a Svensson back into that situation? So there is a lot of question marks with Jon Dahl Tomasson. And let's be honest here. It is an absolute must win against Kosovo. If he loses that game, I think his job is done. And then the qualifiers are looking really, really dicey here for Sweden. Let me know your thoughts though, people. What's the biggest problem right now for Sweden? Is it the actual build-up play for this team? Is it defensively? This team is very weak. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around there for more UEFA World Cup qualifying content. And follow me on all the socials. Instagram, Twitter, join the Discord. All those links. Description down below. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe in this crazy world. Till next time. Adios.